Hi guys, and welcome to this week's QR Code series episode. So, we are playing a very special team this week. I have a very good friend of mine, Nigel Gower, also goes under the username Wormseye, has kindly let me use his Birmingham regional team on this episode. So, he's put it up onto the global link, and I will obviously link it down in the description below. So if you guys want to go and try it out after this, then you can go ahead, just click the link, follow the normal procedure, just log into your global link account, and then you can go on the battle spot and try it out. It looks super fun on, like, when you first look at it. It's got a lot of really cool things about it, like the Metagross, it's choice banded, it's really cool. You got a choice specs Torkoal, which is insane. Like the damage output from that eruption will just be insane. So getting that in a trick room is going to be like a big priority if it's playable against certain teams, etc. But we've got the Mimikyu, which is your trick room setup with the mental herb, just to ensure that you can always get that trick room off if you need to. Hariyama there with the fake out support, again another really good trick room mon, especially with that flame orb. Once you get that activated, your opponents have to react very quickly or it's going to start doing big damage very soon, and that snowball effect will just kind of continue through the team, especially with the amount of power that this team seems to have. You've got Tapu Koko as the Tapu of choice in this team, which gives the team a bit of a speed mode outside of the Trick Room mode, and then rounding off with the Snorlax. So we've got a standard Belly Drum. Snorlax has got Facade over your usual return, with Crunch, Belly Drum, and Recycle with that Figgy Berry. So matching up really nicely with that Mimikyu that has that Psych Up ability as well. You know, not the ability, the move, Psych Up. So if you can Trick Room, Belly Drum at the same time, then you can Psych Up with the Mimikyu, get to +6 with the Mimikyu, and start just wrecking teams. So I'm really looking forward to trying this out. I will just say as well, Nigel has done a team report on this specific team. He has a YouTube channel. He just started it recently, so do go over and check it out, guys. I will put the link to his YouTube channel in the description. Go check it out. It's really interesting to kind of like look at his thoughts behind how he's put the team together and the concepts with it and the calcs and all that. So it's definitely worth a watch. Go and check that out. And also he runs a similar series to the School of Hard Knocks over on his channel. So he runs a VGC Battle Spot series as well, which is a lot of fun. So he plays a lot of different things as well. So do go over, check his channel out, give him some support, give him some love. He's an absolutely great guy. And very well respected within the VGC community. He does a lot for the community. So do go over, check him out. I definitely do on a regular basis. So guys, I'm going to pull this down because I already have the team loaded up on my DS, ready to go, ready to rock and roll. So we're just going to click in and see if we can find some opponents and see if we can get this team on a roll, because I feel like once this team kind of starts gaining momentum, it's going to be very difficult for your opponent to stop it. So let's lock in. What we're going to go for, let's go with Gladian today. Let's turn the music up slightly. Yes, so I've literally just finished recording our School of Hard Knocks episode, so I'm coming into this straight off this. So it'd be cool if you guys are doing the same from the School of Hard Knocks straight into this one. So I'll try and time it right, so we should get it about right, so it should give you enough time to do it. But obviously I understand that you guys don't just want to sit and watch my videos all the time. There is plenty of other content out there, and there's plenty of other things to do in this world other than just sit and watch videos. But while you are here, I appreciate you for every second that you are. I shouldn't really be saying this, should I? I'm kind of putting off people watching YouTube and things like that, but just ignore me, guys. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't take too long to find an opponent today. We were pretty lucky on the School of Hard Knocks, bumped into opponents pretty quickly, so hopefully everything runs smoothly. It doesn't feel like it is at the minute though. It feels like it's taking forever to find an opponent. You know, the things that I like about this team especially is Metagross. I love Metagross in this format. It's another Pokemon that I've not really played around with too much. We did feature it on the channel, so I had that Salamence Metagross team, where we had the Bulldoze, Weakness Policy Metagross, with the Rain, the Parasect and Metagross, Marowak I think we had in that team. But I really like Metagross. It's such a good Pokemon to bring against the Tapus, especially Tapu Lele. It really scares off Tapu Lele teams. And we can't find an opponent, so let's just hop straight back on. I think I'm going to have to load up the QR code again. So I'm just going to pull it up, guys. Let's have a quick look. Display the QR code. So, sorry, I will be like 2 seconds doing this. Super annoying, like when you're doing the QR code and you can't find something and you get kicked off and you've got to do this every time. And I wish there was an offline facility for them to do the QR code, and I wish you didn't have to log into your Global Link account every time. It would make it a lot easier for accessing them. I mean, last night when I was going to record the Battlespot Doubles series that we had yesterday, I had a lot of issues because there was like maintenance on the Global Link, so it meant I had to like just delay my recording. And it would just be so cool if there was just like an offline facility where you could kind of just go on and grab the team and kind of go with it. Because I know maintenance isn't as bad on the Global Link as it used to be, but you still get it quite occasionally. But seems like it's worked anyway. So we have our first opponent of the day, and they are running a team of Alola Marowak, Drifblim, Araquanid, Kartana, Porygon 2 and Tapu Lele. So Metagross is going to be pleased to see that. Not so pleased to see the Marowak or the Drifblim there that really do threaten it. So if we do bring the Metagross here, we do have to be quite careful. There is obviously a Trick Room mode, my opponent's team, with that Porygon 2 and the Araquanid. So we do have to be careful for that, because Araquanid's not really too fussed about what Torkoal can throw out at it because of its typing and that water bubble ability that reduces the fire type damage. So Tapu Koko is a bit of an issue here as well because of the Marowak. I do like Hariyama though. Hariyama's like pretty good. Will-O-Wisp's going to be a pain on the Metagross though, that's the only thing. So we could go, let's go Mimikyu. I don't know. Mimikyu Snorlax, maybe? Mimikyu Snorlax isn't too bad, to be honest. Let us bring the Metagross as well. And should we bring Torkoal or Hariyama? Hariyama's probably better because it hits a lot more on the team than the Torkoal will. We've got the knockoff for Porygon 2, the Marowak. We can hit the Kartana with close combats. It'll be interesting to know, like I'm really interested to speak to Nigel after this episode and see how differently he would have approached this game. I always find that really interesting, how different players would approach games differently, you know. So let's see how we get on. So we see my opponent lead off with the Mimikyu and the Drifblim here. We do have to be careful because I don't know if, you know, there's always the threat that the Drifblim and the Lele would double into the Mimikyu here. But then there's always the threat that we are Never-Ending Nightmare Mimikyu. So I think I'm just going to go for the Trick Room. And, should I go for the Belly Drum or not? Let's go for it. Let's just go for the Belly Drum. Let's go for it. So we see a Will-O-Wisp, but it doesn't matter too much because the Snorlax has Facade, so that's alright as long as we get this Trick Room up. We see it's just a Dazzling Gleam. So we are going to get a Belly Drummer. The only issue is the Mimikyu will get burnt this next turn probably because we've not. Oh no, we've got Crunch on Snorlax, haven't we? I don't know if a +6 Crunch though is going to be enough to take down a Drifblim. Burned. Maybe, probably not. We're probably better off attacking straight into the, you know, Psych Up. I think Psych Up, yeah. I don't really want to allow this Tapu Lele just to get a big Psychic off onto either of my Pokemon at the minute. So we'll get this Psych Up onto the Snorlax and we'll just go for the Facade into the Tapu Lele, which should pick up the KO. Tapu Lele just protects, so we're going to see the Will-O-Wisp come out onto the Mimikyu, I'd imagine. We'll get the Facade, but to no avail. So there's a Psych Up. The Will-O-Wisp misses, that's amazing. But we just see a Shadow Ball come out. Should be able to take this though, yeah. Easy peasy. So we've got my opponent really locked down now, because we can just go no risk, high reward, Shadow Claw into the Driftblim, and just Facade again into that Tapu Lele. So, see what my opponent does to adjust to this. This is the thing with the Snorlax Mimikyu setup. Like, once it is set up, it's so devastating. So we see my opponent switch out the Lele, bring in the Marowak, which is a smart play because, you know, the Facade's not going to affect it. We will get the Shadow Claw. This should pick up the KO onto that Driftblim. Very nice. Depending on how this Marowak's trained though, it could underspeed the Mimikyu. That's the only problem. And again, I'm not really too sure in my calcs with whether a Crunch will take down the Marowak. So, we could double into the Kartana, which I'm very tempted to do. But there's every chance it could protect. I think I'll go Shadow Claw into the Kartana with Mimikyu, and I will just go Crunch into the Marowak, get some damage off onto it. So there's the Crunch. Not really sure after the burn if it's going to be enough, but it is. Okay, that is super surprising. And we get that Shadow Claw into the Kartana, which takes it down to its Sash. So, who's Kartana going to target? The Snorlax. Should survive. No, it does take us down, which is a little bit unfortunate. But Snorlax has more than done its job. We see the Kartana get the Beast Boost, and then there's just that Tapu Lele to come back in. But we can bring in Metagross. What's the Hariyama got? And what's the Metagross got? Yeah, I'm going to bring in the Hariyama here. Just for the sole reason, I want to target the Lele with the Mimikyu, and I don't want to risk any moves missing with Metagross onto that Kartana slot. So Hariyama, just in this situation, is a bit safer. So I'll just Shadow Claw into the Lele, and I will go for a knockoff into the Kartana. So we just see a protect there from the Lele. And are we going to see the same? Yeah, just a double protect from my opponent. Hopefully we've got one more turn of Trick Room. I'm pretty sure we have, maybe. No. So the Trick Room ends. But this isn't the worst situation in the world. It's not the best either. Psychic Terrain does disappear though. So, now, I think what I'll do, we're probably going to lose. So we'll just Shadow Claw Kartana, and I'm going to switch in Hariyama for Metagross, because we can bring in the Hariyama again and take advantage of that fake out pressure. You see Smart Strike, it is into the Mimikyu. We'll get another Beast Boost, which is not ideal. And we're going to see a Shattered Psyche from the Tapu Lele. Should be into that Hariyama slot, but Metagross should be able to take this quite comfortably. Does resist it 4 times. And there's no Psychic Terrain up, so it means it's, yeah. It depends what that Kartana, well, the Kartana we know has got, it's got Smart Strike, Sacred Sword. It's probably got Leaf Blade as well. What am I going to do with Metagross? Right, I'm going to fake out the Kartana. even though the protect on it is so obvious. But because the protect on it's so obvious, is my opponent going to think that I'm not going to fake out into it? That's the problem. No, I will fake out into it, and I'm going to just go for a Meteor Mash into the Tapu Lele. That should be enough to pick up the KO. So we'll probably see a double protect. Kartana protects. Are we going to see the Tapu Lele protect? Yeah. Just to burn. The fake out there. Right, now I'm going to just double into that Kartana slot. I'm just going to knock off Kartana, and I'm going to go for I'm locked into Meteor Mash, so we've got to hope that if Metagross can get an attack off, we don't miss the Kartana. That's a big target. So there's the Sacred Sword. Okay, and it doesn't gleam. We should take this with Hariyama. Jesus. Get the Meteor Mash. Oh dear. We get the attack boost, but it's not really going to matter because the next turn that Sacred Sword did so much damage. And we get the knockoff. Okay. So, we're alright. Well, we're not alright here, to be honest, because it doesn't gleam. I'll take both of my Pokemon out. So, all I can do really is go Poison Jab and Meteor Mash and hope my opponent doesn't Dazzling Gleam. The Lele just protects. And Poison Jab. Right, okay, so we just do the same again, and we've just got to hope that we don't see Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam makes the most sense here, so my opponent is going to go for it, yeah. And it should be enough to take both my Pokemon down. Which is a bit of a shame, but after getting such a good lead as well, it's disappointing to kind of throw the match away in the latter stages. But good game to my opponent. I think, we would have been better probably trying to maneuver, trying to get a board position where we could get the Trick Room up again, especially against Lele Kartana. Might have been a bit difficult, but I think that was the thing to do, possibly there. I don't know, but and I think as well, underestimating the damage from Crunch of Snorlax as well, where we should have probably doubled into the Kartana when we had the chance to, just to get rid of it, because the Marowak probably would have picked up the KO onto the Mimikyu, but then I think we would have been, the Hariyama kind of deals with the Marowak to a certain extent, and the Metagross kind of covers. Well, we still had the Snorlax at that point, so yeah, that would have been the play, doubling into Kartana, taking advantage of that turn to just get rid of it while we could. Kartana's such a threat to Snorlax as well. Every time I played it in my Tapu Lele team, I came up against a Kartana, I just didn't want to bring the Snorlax in any of those games, even if there was a hard Trick Room mode in those teams. It just put me off bringing Snorlax all the time, so something to think about. But we have our next opponent anyway. Jonathan on a 1640 rating from the United States, running a team of Snorlax, Arcanine, Mimikyu, Alolan Ninetales, Tapu Fini and Porygon 2. So what are we going to do here? Hariyama's quite a nice lead. Gives us nice options against Porygon. Just stopping the Aurora Veil primarily. Threatens a Porygon 2. I think, what have we got on Tapu Koko? It's a Fairy. Yeah, and we got Taunt as well, so that's a nice option. So I think I'll go Hariyama, Tapu Koko. Topol is pretty nice here. Topol's really good here. And let's go Should we go Mimikyu as well? Maybe, or Metagross? Let's go Metagross. Yeah, let's lock in Metagross. Let's not bring the Trick Room. Famous last words and all. So we need to be careful with our Hariyama here because we might need it late game for that Snorlax and the Porygon too as well. So that's something to kind of just keep in mind. So you see my opponent lead off with the Arcanine and that Mimikyu. And we lead off with Hariyama and Tapu Koko. So the fake out's obvious onto the Arcanine here. But I don't see any reason not to go for it, to be honest. So I'm just going to fake out the Arcanine. I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt into the Mimikyu slot. So there's an Arcanine withdraw. Tapu Fini come in. We'll change the terrain. The main thing here is just to get the break that disguise really. And if we see a Trick Room here, then at least we know Hariyama is going to be going first next turn, so we can utilise the knockoff, the poison jab if we need to. And we just see a play rough come up, but oof, Hariyama does avoid it, which is not great for my opponent. I'm going to bring in Torkoal here, and I'm going to go for... could go for the Fairy and Z into the Mimikyu. That probably will be enough to pick up the kill. To be honest, I could just go for... no, we are intimidated, aren't we? So yeah, I'm going to bring in Torkoal here. And I am going to go for that Twinkle Tackle into the Mimikyu slot. Because the Finny's still threatened. Yeah, so we see the Finny switch out. Snorlax come in. See Torkoal take the field. And we get the Twinkle Tackle off. So no Protect coming out from the Mimikyu. And hopefully this is enough to take it down. Because it's likely probably gone for a Trick Room here. But I don't mind the Trick Room too much, because if we don't take it out, then it means Torkoal's got a free... moves first next turn, doesn't it? So we do get the Twinkle Tackle. It's not doing nearly enough. And oh, it's so unfortunate for my opponent. It's missed again. Here I'm just going to go for a Heat Wave rather than the Eruption, because we can imagine that we'll probably see a high horsepower maybe come into that slot. And I'll switch in Hariyama for my Tapu Koko so we can get the electric terrain up later in the game. That Twinkle Tackle is so weak. And we see a Destiny Bond. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So high horsepower. Do take that. Get the Heat Wave. We will hit the Mimikyu and probably take it down. Not so good. Right, now, what's likely to come in? Tapu Fini probably. I'm going to bring in the Metagross. Because if that Arcanine comes in, we're not going to be affected, but there it goes there, so... And we can keep the Tapu Koko for a later stage. So, I think because we've got Hammer on Metagross, that Snorlax is probably in range. So I can just go for a Fake Out into the Finny and go for a Hammer on into that Snorlax. We may see the Arcanine switch in for that Snorlax and that Snorlax slot. So no switches, no protect or anything. We get the fake out into the Tapu Fini, and we get the hammer arm, which does connect onto the Snorlax and does pick up the KO, which is great. So that is super nice. Now we've just got an Arcanine to deal with. Which is going to put instant pressure onto Metagross. Kind of want to get Tapu Koko in here, but yeah, I'm going to switch out Metagross into Koko. So the thing is, I want to utilise something other than Hammer Arm on Metagross. That's the only thing. But I don't want to switch Koko into a Flare Blitz. So what can we do? We could just go for a Hammer Arm, I guess, onto the Arcanine and switch in Koko for the Hariyama. I think that would be the better option. Then next turn, if Metagross is still around, we can switch it out then. So we do get rid of that misty terrain. We're going to just see the Flare Blitz into the Metagross. We take it? No, we don't. Wow, okay, that's not great. See a Moonblast. Okay, so we should be able to take this. That's fine. But we get the special attack drop, which is not what we wanted at all. Okay. But we will be able to get the Flame Orb activated this next turn. So I think I'm just going to, expecting a Protect from that Fini, I'm just going to fake out, and I don't want to activate the Berry on the Arcanine. I think we probably will activate it with the T-Bolt. But we'll just go for it. We'll double into Arcanine. No fake outs coming out though. Get the Thunderbolt. I think because of that special attack drop, it's not going to be enough. We'll probably just proc the Berry. Oh, it doesn't have a Berry. Okay. You just see a Moonblast into the Tapu Koko. And it is enough to take us down. Just massively annoying. So I wonder if that is a banded Arcanine. All we can do is just go for a Poison Jab into the Fini, and it looks like we're going to lose this game as well, which is super annoying. But it's just how we're playing it, I think. We do take the Flare Blitz. That's got to be banded Arcanine. Yeah, and we're probably going to just see the Moonblast, which will finish us off. Yeah. So good game to my opponent. What can you do? I think we'll have one more game. We'll have one more game with the team. Because I don't want to leave it like this. I don't want to leave it like this. It's just, I think, just not playing it as well as we probably could. And it's annoying because I feel like at times I'm really gaining a lot of momentum and then we just kind of lose it. So maybe I'm just getting a bit too far ahead of myself with points. I need to wake up. Come on, Lee. But again, at the same time, it's always difficult picking up a new team and kind of just going with it when you haven't played or had any practice with it at all before. But that doesn't really excuse any bad players, etc. So let's see if we can go into one more. We've got our first opponent here, third opponent, our next opponent, and let's see what they've got. This is Chris. He's running a QR Code team. Celesteela, Alolan Raichu, Tapu Koko, Garchomp, Buzzwole, and Aerodactyl. Trick Room here is going to be very strong, especially with the Torkoal. So I feel like that is the mod that we need to try and concentrate on. I'll go Hariyama, Mimikyu, Torkoal, and a bit of a Garchomp issue. Tapu Koko might not be too bad here. It's got the Fairyum as well. So we'll bring Tapu along. Tapu Koko for the ride. Because the Fairyum's going to kill the Buzzwole, Garchomp, potentially the Tapu Koko, potentially the Raichu, and then its electric attacks are going to really threaten the Celesteela and the Aerodactyl as well. So, just need to play a bit smarter, I think. So let's see what our opponent is going to lead with here. We lead off with the Mimikyu and Hariyama, and my opponent leads off with Aerodactyl Garchomp. So I wonder if that's Scarf Garchomp. Maybe. But the Aerodactyl is probably going to go for a Skydrop here. So I'm just going to go straight for a Trick Room with my Mimikyu. And I'm just going to go for a Fake Out onto the Aerodactyl. Stop that Skydrop. So, and we may see something like Tectonic Rage into the Hariyama. Or Swords Dance from the Garchomp. But then I feel like the Garchomp's heavily threatened the next turn if I flame, when I flame or activate. So we do get the Fake Out into the Aerodactyl. We do see it is Scarf Garchomp, so that makes it way easier to deal with. So we can just go for Play Rough and a close combat, but the drop might put us in range to get killed. Yeah, so I think we'll not do that. We'll go for we'll go Shadow Claw into the Aerodactyl, and we'll go close combat just to get rid of the Garchomp. Because I think if we close combat into the Aerodactyl, we'll take the close combat drops, and the Garchomp then probably be able to pick up the KO from that previous damage after the drops, I'd imagine, with the Earthquake. So it's better now targeting down the Garchomp with the close combat, because that should pick up the KO. And Aerodactyl's not really threatening us too much. Hariyama's not going to go down to any rock type attacks. We do need to worry about potential supersonic Sky Strikes and things like that, but we can't be Skydropped, so that's a plus. So we do get the close combat off into the Garchomp. Do pick up the KO because of that Guts ability. So we get rid of one big threat of the field. Take a little bit of chip from the rough skin damage, and we'll get a Shadow Claw into this Aerodactyl, which should do decent enough damage, I would imagine. Yeah, taking it down below 50%, and we just see a Rock Slide come out from the Aerodactyl. Right, so what's my opponent going to bring in now? To take a little bit burn from the Flame Orb on Hariyama. But again, this is like other games that we've played today. I feel like we're in such a dominating position right now, and it's just like we can't take our foot off the gas. So, Tapu Koko enters the field. Right. The thing to do here is just to double into the Tapu Koko, right? I think I have to. Really, I feel like I need to just double into it. But then if I do double into it, my opponent just... Yeah, the thing is, if I take down the Aerodactyl, there's potentially the Raichu in the back. And if I take down the Raichu this turn, it gives them a free switch into the Raichu, which can put Fake Out pressure onto my Hammer. So I think this is the better play, even if the Koko protects here. No protect, so we will get the Poison Jab off. And do take down the Koko. Wow. That's stupidly powerful. We get the Shadow Claw. This should take down the Aerodactyl. Yeah. And down to my opponent's last Pokemon now. And we do have 2 Pokemon in the back. And at least I can say now, Nigel, pending nothing going wrong, we have had a win with the team. Now I say this and we'll get 4-1. So let's see. My opponent just thinking about that last Pokemon he wants to bring in here. Come on, it shouldn't take this long. You only have one choice. There is one Pokemon you can bring in. So we see the Buzzwole hit the field. And we have Torkoal in the back and that Torkoal, so we should be fine whatever happens. We're just going to go for a play rough. And let's just go close combat as well. Let's just go all out. And my opponent just forfeits. So good game to my opponent. And yeah, Hariyama Mimikyu just stealing the show a little bit there. Is very strong. Like Hariyama, as we've seen, I've played it in teams recently, is very good. I feel I've not really done the team very much justice here, and there's a lot of things in the team that we didn't get to try out, like the Metagross has Explosion on it, so that's a nice thing to pair next to Mimikyu to lead with. Go Explosion and then Trick Room. That's a really nice combination to take advantage of, and you get the Torkoal or the Snorlax in for free and then just start kind of rolling out. Yeah, in the first 2 games I think we had good starts, and then we kind of just let the match slip away from us and let our opponents back in the game. Just got a bit complacent. So it's all about keeping you complacent, like not getting complacent throughout the matches that you play, because it's so important. It, like any point in any game, even if you've got such a really big advantage, even if you're like 4 Pokemon to 2 Pokemon, it just takes you to take your eye off the ball for 1 second, and your opponent can like just get in there, take the opportunity, because at that point in the game their backs are against the wall, so they're going to play the riskier players to try and get them back into the game at that point. So that's the thing you got to remember, and that's something I always forget and neglect to remember when I'm playing, that my opponent in those situations has to make the big calls, has to make the big risks. And I forget that, and I just play it as a standard game, and that's something hopefully you guys can kind of translate into your play, and just kind of keep in mind when you're playing in certain situations like that, that you know, those stages of the game, when you're in it, you're in the dominating position, so you just need to make sure that you're not taking your foot or your eye off the ball at any point, and you make sure that you're kind of just closing down games where you can, and looking at the safest option to do that with like very little risk. So yeah, we'll just do that. But guys, we'll wrap things up there. I will just say a big thank you and a shout out to Nigel again for the team and providing that for us this week. It is in the description below, so do go and test it out if you want. It is a very fun team. I'm a bit disappointed I didn't get to feature a few more things with it, and but it's something I'm definitely going to jump on the battle spot with and have a few more games with. I think I definitely want to try and get the hang of it a bit more, and I would definitely suggest you guys going out and trying it, because it's something different, and it's just kind of just broadening your horizons anyway. But do go out and check Nigel's channel out. I will link that in the description below. It is a brilliant YouTube channel, and he's just a generally amazing, really nice guy. So do go and give him a bit of support, guys, if you can. And we will be back tomorrow with an episode of the School Hard Knocks, as we've said for this week, and our Battle Spot Double Series, and we have a very, very special Pokemon featured in tomorrow's episode, so I'm really looking forward to that. So do stay tuned for that, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like. It is massively helpful. It really helps the channel on a whole, and myself for doing these videos all the time. If you've got any questions or comments or anything about today's episode or the team or anything like that, leave them in the comment section. I'll get back to you straight away. And that about wraps everything up. Unless you're new to the channel, welcome. Do subscribe so you stay up to date with all of the daily content that we have coming out. School of Hard Knocks, QR Code, Battle Spot Double Series, and NBL Season 2. Just to remind you guys, we will be back this Friday with that NBL Season 2 game against Team Jamie. So we'll have the team building video on my channel on Friday, and then the match itself will be over on Hibiki's channel, my teammate, on Saturday. So that'll be all linked relevantly when I put the videos out, so do stay tuned for that. But I'm going to leave things there, guys. You go away, have a great evening, and until tomorrow I will see you later. So take care of yourselves, and until then, bye bye.